Welcome back to Save the Good Girl. And you are back. You are back. You are back. You are back. That's my excitement. I'm literally like snapping my fingers and dancing. If y'all could see me, like I am snapping my fingers and dancing. Welcome back to Save the Good Girl, the S.O.E edition. So S.O.E stands for Shot of Erica, kind of like a shot of espresso. Every week I will give bonus episodes and they are called S.O.E. So welcome. Come on in. If you're new to this, welcome. Come on in. Have a seat. In this episode, I wanted to talk about what is life? What is it? And the many roles we actually play in it. And my example of how I view life. So let's get into it. Welcome to Save the Good Girl. We will get back to this fabulous episode, but I just wanted to let you know that you can find Save the Good Girl on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and YouTube. There is also a chance for you to be featured on the show. Check out the link in the description to send me a voice message. In addition to the podcast, did you know that Save the Good Girl has a blog? Be a part of VIP by subscribing to the email list on SaveTheGoodGirl.com. So many options to stay connected. All right, let's get back to the episode. So what is life, right? Like we can go so many ways to answer that. But I want to talk about multiple roles that we play in our lives. And speaking of play, that's my example. That's kind of like the way that I look at it. If you think about a theater, the theater has a lot of positions, right? You have the lead actress, actor, you have the background singers, you have the janitor, you have the costume director, you have the audience, you have the lighting, right? And the way that I look at it is sometimes it's not your time to go on stage. It's not your time. And it's hard because when you really want something, you want it to be your turn. You want to get your shine. But you have to let other people get their moment, their spotlight, because it's their time. And you have to be the lighting director by adjusting the light to make sure that it really is shining on them brightly. And you don't want to do anything to sabotage that. And other times you are the janitor because you have to clean up your shit. You have to clean yourself up, edit the things that you want to change about yourself, and just make sure that you're kind of getting it all together, right? So just kind of making sure that everything is beautiful for you to receive, to entertain more guests in your life. And then sometimes you're in the audience. You're not really doing anything. You're just here to watch the show and take whatever lessons you can from it, and then apply it maybe later if something hits you very deeply. Sometimes you are the costume director because you have to show out. You need to look good, make sure your presentation is on point. And sometimes you're collecting the tickets at the door, right? Because you're not in the main room, but you're collecting the tickets. So what does that mean? You're collecting information for yourself and your growth and your development. And I felt like that's how I kind of look at life, and God, He is the creator of this theater. He is the creator, and He decides what role you need to play at what particular time. And when you think about a graduation, for example, a high school graduation, they call your name, you walk down the stage, you might have max 2 minutes. After that, it's somebody else's turn. You can flip and scream and yell. People can, call your name, but eventually you do have to get off the stage, right? Like no one stays on stage forever. You have to get off and you have to share that stage. And I think for many people it's hard because they don't want to share and it has to be about them. Or sometimes people may feel like, damn, when am I going to get on stage? Like I've been rehearsing, I've been prepping, I've been crying, I've gotten up. When is it my turn? When is it my turn? And that's where the patience comes in and really trusting, and I'm trying to change the way I speak and say when versus maybe Or what if this doesn't? I'm trying to change the way that I speak, because it is it's a bit of a struggle sometimes to come to that place of understanding that, yeah, it's coming, because you can't see it. You don't know. You have no idea, but you have to really trust and believe that it is. And when they say faith of a mustard seed, sometimes that's what sometimes that's all you have, but at least you have that versus having nothing at all. But life is really about the many roles that we have to play. And if you really think about it, that's really what it is. We don't stay in the same position for long. You're not going to be down for long. You're not going to be up for long. You're not going to be sideways for long. There's going to be tips and battles in many different forms. And we can't compare our performance to someone else's. We can't look at, well, this person is flipping and doing cartwheels and all I'm doing is singing a tune. And it's like, no, because your song could be the one that breaks the record. Your song could be the thing that really makes the show. And it's that waiting period and knowing that you cannot just be the lead actress. In theater, in a play, in a movie, it doesn't work like that. You're not just the lead actress. You need to prove yourself. You need to audition. You need to be in different situations in order for you to be on that stage. And even that person on that stage, you're still sharing it with other people. So yeah, accept the fact that you do have to be the janitor. You do have to be the costume director. You do have to collect the tickets. You do need to be in the audience. And you also need to adjust the light for others because it's their time. And it doesn't mean that yours isn't coming. It doesn't mean that it's not going to happen, but it's their moment right now. And all you can do is be happy for them and adjust the light, because when it's your turn, people will be happy for you. And that's all we can hope. Maybe not, because people are funny style. We are humans. People are funny style. But I feel like life is really about faith, patience, and believing. My father told me that if you want to be at a very subtle place in life of understanding, you need to have those three, that formula together. You have to have faith, you need to believe, and you need to trust that it's going to happen. So faith that, yes, this will happen. I don't know when, and I don't know how. And I'm learning that the how is not really our business. But when you're like a perfectionist like me and a person that asks tons of questions, like, I read the fine print before I sign anything. And with life, it doesn't work like that. So I'm navigating, like, understanding that can't read the fine print in life because life is just on go, right? But having that faith and really believing it. And believing is something that it's tricky, because when you start to lose your patience a little bit, believing it's like the battery's dying. It's like, I'm a power saver right now, And then trusting that, yeah, I have faith it's going to happen. I believe it's going to happen. And I trust it's going to happen. And trust is really putting that stamp, like, without a doubt, this is going to happen. And I know it will. And like saying it with conviction. So in life, there are many, many roles that we have to play. And sometimes our roles really, and I think our roles as a whole, is to help others. There's a reason why we only use a small percentage of our brain. We're not meant to know everything. We are here to help each other. I know people who are really great at what they do in their professions, and I could not be. And the whole thing about you can be whatever you want. Yeah. If you really want it, absolutely. Yeah. But I don't have every talent. I do not. And that's okay, because I'm not supposed to. We're supposed to be here to help each other. And that's why I use the example of the theater, because it all kind of correlates and works together to create a beautiful show. And remember that when you're in the theater, whether you are collecting, the janitor, the lead actress, the costume director, the lighting director, the sound music director, just be grateful that you're still in the theater, aka You are living, you have life, and you have purpose. I don't care what your role is at the moment, but you still have purpose on this earth to keep going and utilize whatever talents you have, whatever it is that you do to help someone else. So you're still in the theater. And I just wanted to share that with you. So thanks for listening to this episode of Shot of Erica. And I look forward to seeing you or speaking to you again in the next episode. And again, you're in the theater. You're still here. We still got things to do. Like, I got a lot of things to do. I need my assistant. I don't have one. I'm just saying in my brain, it's like I do. But thank you guys for coming again. Thank you so much. I love talking to y'all. It's just very refreshing. Tell me how you feel about this episode. What do you think? Do you feel like it's kind of like that? What role are you in at the moment? And how do you feel about that role? Because that's another thing. We need to be happy and content with the roles that we're given, because we know that we're going to be promoted to the next role. So thanks for listening to this Shot of Erica, and I will talk to you guys on the next episode. I feel like we're connecting, so let's make sure we're connected. You can find Save the Good Girl on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Did you know about the Save the Good Girl blog? Yes, there is a blog. Check out SaveTheGoodGirl.com to subscribe to the fabulous VIP email list and be the first to know about new podcast episodes, new blog posts, and giveaways. In addition to listening to Save the Good Girl on many platforms like Apple, Google, Spotify, and many more, you can also subscribe to the Save the Good Girl YouTube channel if YouTube is more of your thing. There are so many options to stay connected and be a part of the Save the Good Girl community. For all updates, or if you just want to contact me to say hello, ask me a question, or send me a comment, check out the contact section on SaveTheGoodGirl.com.